Hi, good morning. This is today's live on Equa Television International, and we are happy that we're doing this together with you. Today, being Thursday, we are talking about when you lack support. My name is Jimmy Emmanuel. We're talking about when you lack support. We all know that support is a major thing that everyone needs out there. But what happens when you lack that support that you need? That support that is supposed to gear you, to push you to do better than you thought you could do. When you do not have that kind of support, what do you do? How do you navigate around all of that? So we will be discussing this topic today. We are live on Facebook and YouTube on Equa Television International. Do well to join us in this discussion. Drop your comments, drop your views, drop your perspective on what you think on this topic. I'm not doing this alone. I have with me on the set today Solomon Sambo. Good morning.
Good morning, Jamila.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Great. Prudence Burga, good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing?
Good.
Rachel, you're welcome.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm fine.
Great. Yes, so we're talking about when you lack support. And just like I started, I was saying, that we all do need one support or the other in every single thing that we're doing. But then when that support is not there, how do you really navigate around that? Nobody is an island, so we need each other to survive. So when that support is not there, what happens? How do you do? Should you just give up because the support is not there?
Well, for me, I would say if there is no support, you quit. It's with the support now that you will move. So when the support is not coming, you quit.
Feels like everyone
I
has
don't
ganged
understand
up
why
against
you guys are looking at me this way. Like, what should you do? What will you do?
Well, the fact is that a lot of people have actually quit because there was no support.
Of course.
So quitting is an option when there's no support. It is.
But should it always be the option?
It's not only option.
In as much as some people quit because there was no support, then there are those people that actually pushed on.
If you quit without you're your first support system.
Exactly.
That's also a fact for sure. And then there are many things involved when you do not get support. But I think the two major things is, first is either you have surrounded yourself with the wrong people, the wrong cycle. Because how would there be no one person in the entirety of the people you surrounded yourself with that cannot support you? Because in the end, it doesn't matter. One support is good enough to get you to where you are. You don't need everybody. So how comes, you have 30 friends and there's no one person that can support you? So it tells you that your choice of cycle, your friends are not good. The other reason is because you have not been a supportive person yourself. So you don't get anybody supporting you back because in the first place, you've not invested in any other person, so there's nobody giving you back your investment. That's what it means. If you support people, out of the 10 people you support, I don't think all the 10 will come back. Like in scripture where Jesus healed the lepers, only one came back. So I think that out of all those 10, even if you invest, all 10 might not rally back to support you, but there will be that one person that will come back. So the numbers don't matter as long as you have one good support. So it's either you are surrounding yourself with the wrong people for you not to even get one person out of the many friends you have, or you have not been a support yourself to anybody. So you don't have any investment that someone can take out of the bank of what you have planted in them to give back to you.
So imagine if that one person did not even come back to say thank you.
Then it means you
I'll
have
just
the
give them
wrong
back their
cycle.
investment.
And you see, if you talk about support, we have different kind of support. We have financial support. We have emotional support. We have, you can just name them. You understand? And then, like Rachel said, yes, you can support people, and then at the end of the day, they will end up disappointing you. Because I've seen people that invest in people, and at the end of the day, even the support they are thinking didn't even come from those people. that they supported,
Yes.
from somebody different
Elsewhere.
entirely, that, the person didn't do even anything to the person, and then the support is coming. But from that, I picked the idea that you should throw your bread,
Cast your bread upon the
cast your
waters.
bread upon the waters, right?
Mhm.
I pick that, to be something. Yes, it's not everybody that you invest that you expect something, or anybody that you help, that you expect it back. God can just use that. Yes, it's an investment because you are doing it with the whole of your heart. You understand? And then God can just choose, okay, yes, because you have done this to this people, then your reward is coming from a different person. Is another way that God uses to teach us, to give us an idea of how He operates. You understand? And another thing is that, what kind of support are you looking for? Are you being genuine with what you are even looking for? You understand? Because sometimes you ask for money for maybe a business, and then what you need at that time is not money, and the money is not forthcoming, and then you are frustrated. You understand? Maybe at that moment what you need was that idea of the business. That's what you need, and to just start. And like, we were talking with somebody yesterday, we met somewhere, and then he's a business guy. So he was just telling me how he started. He's into greens, and then the person was like, okay, this is how he started. He had to resign because where he was working, they got involved signing one contract with the Nigerian breweries, and he feels that will affect his fate, because no matter what he's contributing, somehow they are intertwined. So based on him and based on his belief, he said he's quitting. So he goes into greens. So when he started, then he was going around looking for money. He met with somebody, and then the person said, you know what, you have a very good idea. You can start with this, you can build. I'm a millionaire, but to be honest with you, I will not give you money. Go and generate your capital. When you grow, money will come. I was like, wow. He said, yes, that's what the person said. And he said he started with just one bag of the grain, But today, you are talking of hundreds of bags of grains. That's what the guy is dealing with. And he's a young person. So you see, now he went and he was asking for millions from certain people. It's not that the person don't know him. He knows him. He knows his capability. But he said, no, let me be frank with you. You need to raise your own capital. So what you have, start with it. When it grows, then people will now see what you are doing and have confidence in you, and then begin to give you supply that you even supply without money. So you have to look at even the support. What kind of support you need? Some people, it's not a financial support they need, but they just need that push. People around them, people believing in what they are doing. You understand? So what kind of support you are looking that is not forthcoming, that you think that you are looking for support and is not coming, and you are frustrated? So you have to be realistic. You have to be truthful to yourself. What kind of support are you looking for that you think is not even coming, that you even get yourself frustrated?
Exactly. And it's like he stole into my mind to actually say that point.
Go and be.
But it's really important to look at what kind of support you're looking at, right? Because for some of us, you're looking for support from all the wrong places, and at the end of you looking for that support, you channel your trust and energy to that person or that avenue, and you're not even looking towards other directions. You're just narrowly looking at one side, and that support is not going to come from there. And so even the support that is being given to you from another person, you cannot see it because you're so focused on the wrong support. And that's one thing that a lot of people have, one mistake that a lot of people have made. I know a lot of times people talk about how they've been orphaned and how they suffered a lot because their family members would not support them.
Mm.
But there are some times that if the church is open to support you, but you will not go because you're depending on the family. You see? So at that moment, that person loses the support because the church is not aware up until you come up and tell them that this is what
Very
you're
true.
facing. They don't have a clue. So how would they support you? So we have to be open-minded when looking for support or when searching for support, because support can come from places that you least expect. Support can come, like he said, sometimes the support that you would receive is advice. It does not always come in monetary form. And a lot of us, especially people in my generation, and a lot of narrow-minded people are always looking for monetary support. But monetary support is not everything. There's emotional support. There's also relational support. There are just a numerous number of supports that you can get. Some tiny advice is what someone decided to use.
They're
And he's
standing by
become-
you support.
They're standing by you
Someone
support.
Even if
Exactly,
you don't
you
say
see those
anything.
ones in church.
Yes.
Just be present.
Those ones, you see them in church when they say, our brother is coming to do Thanksgiving, and you see everybody standing missing. But the person probably doesn't even have a clue that you're supporting him. But here's the point. We should not be blinded because we are looking to one direction for support. You need to be open-minded. You need to know what kind of support is really needed. So that is why it is very important to know your purpose. We've spoken about purpose on this set. Even when looking for support, purpose plays its part. Because if you don't have purpose, you will not even know what you are looking for the support for. See? And if you don't know what you are looking for support for, you will just be looking for support in all the wrong places. So be very discerning about the situation that you are in, about the circumstance that you found yourself, so that you would be able to get all the right support. Because some of the support comes in as rebuke. It is when someone is rebuking you that he's supporting you. It's because I'm supporting you, that's why I'm rebuking you for doing that. So you have to be open-minded to see support in all spheres of life. It's not one directional.
All right. So the topic is when you don't get support, when you lack support. And speaking on the fact that you are talking about where to get support and the type of support, the question is, would you want to get emotional support from a stranger? Because when we talk about support, whether we like it or not, we go first to the familiar people. It's by nature.
True.
I can't go to a stranger with the assumption that my friend is not going to help me. So the question is, when these people that you thought could support you fail, when you don't get the support, what else? I can't just go and meet somebody I don't know for emotional support. I can't go and meet somebody I don't know for financial support. I first have
Now
to
people
start
used to go for
because-
financial support.
Yes,
Total strangers. Total
I agree.
strangers.
No, we've always had those beggars for a very long while, and it's trust me, those people have tried all the friends and they have failed them, and they probably have no option than to go to the
out.
strangers.
True.
Because we are built in a way that we first of all go to the people that we know. When you are standing in church, you are first of all waiting for that familiar person to come and stand with you before you appreciate the unfamiliar people. So if when we find ourselves in a position where you go to these people and they fail you, then that's when perhaps you become open-minded to say, you know what, maybe I thought this is where my help will come from. This is where support will come from. Perhaps I should widen my view to seeing where else will I get this support from, and if not, then what else am I going to do? But no matter the kind of support, we always go to friends, family, loved ones, people we're familiar with. And this is where it takes us now. When they fail, what next? When you lack it from them, what is the way forward? because now these people that are supposed to be their first contact, you're more comfortable, you've been vulnerable, you've been open with, you have also supported them and not giving you back that support. What are you going to do?
Well, you're supposed to, like you said earlier on, you are your first support fan. The first and the biggest. Now, being your support means you're self-motivated, first of all. So any other external motivation and support that comes is just an addition to what is already on the inside. But a lot of people, you find them with nothing inside. They're expecting that all these ones that are gathered will bring the complete 100% to me, and then we move. And when it is not forthcoming, then you find a lot of negative responses from the expectant people. So you are your first support system. With or without an external support, you should be able to move. Yes, probably the fuel you have in the car may not take you to your expected destination, but at least it should take you to a reasonable amount of distance. So you should be your first support system. There shouldn't even be any point that you quit simply because nobody else supported you.
I think that's why we can take you to the story where Mr. Solomon gave concerning the businessman telling him that, okay, you know what, start with what you have, because you always have to start with what.
So imagine if that man never even started because nobody was supporting to gather money for grains, but he just started with one bag, and then eventually now he can hit his chest and say, I started from little beginnings, not that I started with hundreds of bags that were given to me by people. Probably those people may even come and claim rights over him. Moreover, we helped you start. We made you who you are, you know. So you should even be your first fan.
Exactly. And there's another ill about actually focusing on other people to get you the support that even you
cannot give yourself.
Yes, cannot give yourself. The ill is that you don't appreciate that support. You would not value it because you don't know the efforts the person put into to give you the support. You don't even have a clue because you've not felt it yourself. So you would not even appreciate it as much as you're supposed to. So that is one thing about support too, like you said, and that is why I earlier mentioned that you need to even know your purpose to start with, to know why you're doing what you're doing so that you would get the right form of support. Because if you're not even having any clue what you're going to do, and you're asking for support or you're looking for support, how on earth would you get it? So it is at that moment when you've searched within familiar faces, like she said, and you've not found someone who would give you support for what you believe and know you can do, right? You've put in effort, you've put in energy and everything that you can put in, and you are not getting the support from all the familiar faces, then you broaden your horizon, like I said earlier, and be open-minded that your support could come from the least expected places. So it's all a train of, it's a chain. It's something that one goes before the other, and to even look for support in the first place, please know what you're doing. Have a direction, have a focus, because those things are very key. And the error that a lot of people make is that you don't have focus, you don't have anything. And say, I want to start a business. What is your business? What is your business plan?
No business idea.
Anything that can
anything that can bring me money. And so how do you expect the person to support you?
Are you in my house this morning? You see, ba? You know,
it's just very funny because I met someone and she said she's very open to helping people out. She called herself the money mechanic. And she loves helping people out so that you're able to manage the resources you have to be able to get money and maintain your money, right? But for you to get to the point that you're even able to get it, you have to have had the idea and the ideology and everything that you need from you to start up. She said something like that she has a cousin who was always asking for money. And then she's like, come, have you not thought of something that you want to do with your life? Even if you want to start learning how to barb, like if you want to be a barber, for instance, I would gladly buy you the clippers to start. This is support. That's why I said sometimes support comes as rebuke. This is her own form of support. She would not give him money because she knows that he might spend it for something else. But she would support him with what he needs to start up the business. So it all boils down to the kind of support that is really needed if you've already had the initiative to start up something. You cannot have support when you don't have the initiative. You cannot have support, again I say, if you don't have the initiative. You will look for it and you will not find.
I think it was Rachel that talked about the friends you keep not being
Cycle.
your support system, right? I don't think there is a rule or a command that said once you have this set of friends, you have to stick with them till the end of time. I don't think there is a rule like that. So if you get to a realization that the people in your circle are not people that would give you the necessary support. Now I'm saying necessary support, not expectant support. The necessary support that would aid you. Or better still, if you cannot support each other, then you should be willing to change those people. Give them the distance.
Place them the right
yes,
way.
place them in the right spot so that you get the ones that would really assist you. A lot of times we are our own problems when it comes to lacking support, because you can find somebody that will tell you that his culture does not permit him to get help, or the society he is does not permit him to get help from people. So the help can be it advice, monetary help, just like you saying the man wanted to get clippers for somebody. He does not, it's more like getting arms from people. So it probably, I don't know if I should call it pride, but the culture that they have adopted does not allow them to get any form of support. So they just want to fend for themselves and do every other thing by themselves. And another person is self-sabotage. He has trust issues. He does not want anybody to assist him with anybody. He keeps everybody far. He's probably scared of vulnerability. He doesn't want his weakness to be out there in the open. So if I tell Rachel that this is what I need, she would know that this I don't want. Let me just be in my lane and all of that. So a lot of times we are the reasons why we don't get the support that we need. And also we are the reasons why we don't get, because we expect Prudence is rich. If I go to Hannah, I should be able to get like 50k to support my business. Solomon Sambo. No matter what, no matter how small, at least 200k I should be able to get. And then by the time you go to Solomon Sambo and he's giving you advice and praying for you, it becomes an issue because you had already placed an expectation to the support that you need. So when you need support, even if that person can give you ₦1 million, if he does not give you, but he gives you advice and pinpoints things that you should do to even get 10 million naira, you wouldn't know that what he's telling you will give you 10 million naira. But because he has not given you that 200k you need, automatically everybody is a weapon fashioned against you, and they don't want you to prosper at all.
You see, that's the reason why. Okay, let's disregard what I said earlier. You know, even
about
though
the quitting.
yes, even though Rachel polish it from the angle which I'm coming, so that people will just understand where we are coming from. And then you see, when I said, what kind of support do you need? Are you being genuine with the kind of support that you need? Because it starts with you.
Of course.
Yeah, and then sometimes, you know, like you said, we just get angry unnecessarily and begin to hate people and begin to say all manner of things because of high expectation and the kind of support that we need. Yes, if you have a genuine support, somehow maybe we will say you have a genuine reason. Even at that, you don't have. Do you understand? You know, and talk more of you are just coming with some just flimsy whatever, just simply because you just feel Rachel is rich, so let me just go and give her this idea of mine that I can just zap something with her. And when you said some people can just say, some people just decide on their own to just maintain their lane and to just struggle by themselves and do everything by themselves, is because some of them, if you check very well, people have taught them lesson.
Toxic relationships.
Yeah, they were so open to certain people.
Yeah.
They throw themselves, they give all in all, and then
They're backstabbed.
they are backstabbed. So some people like that, you can't blame them.
Sure.
People like that, you can only help them. By helping them is for you to show them the way that they can recover, and then pick another dimension on how to fix whatever they feel they should supposed to fix, particularly with relationship with people, because like you said earlier, nobody is an island. We need each other, and that's the plan of God. That's how God created us. That's when you remove humanity, you remove plan of God,
Yeah.
because the plan of God is about humanity. It's humanity first. That is why you are to reach out to somebody that you truly know the person need help, whether it's a Christian or Muslim or free thinker or whatever religion that person believes in. First of all, if that person truly needs help, how did Jesus conquer during his time? Because he reached out to everybody. That's the idea of God. He just came to tell us. It's because we have been messing around. It's just we are just messing around, and everybody will just come with his own doctrine, with his own philosophy, and just carving people to believe what they want them to believe for their own selfish interest. And Jesus said no, and God said no. That's not the plan. Why am I trying to simplify these things and you people are complicating? And he said, let me come by myself. And he chose to come in that form, Jesus Christ, right? And then he came so that he will be with us. He's full human, and he's full God. So the human nature of him is to tell us, you are human. This thing is possible. You can do it. The God nature of him, that's when all those miracles that you see. But he still say, if you believe in me, because me that is in you is greater. That means you can do greater things, right? So nothing is impossible if you are in Christ. So, but you see, the point here is that you just have to know exactly what you want. Sometimes when people dash your expectation, is another form of support. It depends with what kind of mind you are looking at it.
True color support.
Yes. Yes. Because
true colors.
yes, because you are there thinking that Jemima is the best, is the ultimate, right? All this while God is saying no, but the flesh is telling me it's Jemima. While the purpose of God concerning me is saying Rachel, but I'm being adamant, I'm being stubborn. Do you understand? God will allow me willpower, right?
Yeah.
He will allow me. Say that is your choice. It's when it's late, then Jemima will tell me that all this while is not that I'm with you. Yes, it's not that I'm with you. I'm just managing you. I'm just tolerating you. So this thing that you are looking for, I can't help you. I'm sorry. And in my own side, it's late. That is when my mind will start saying, okay, toh. With my shame, I will say, okay, let me come to Rachel. I said, toh, Rachel, I don't know how. You know how it will all start, right? And then Rachel will say, why are you explaining too much? What is it? And then you'll be this. And then she'll be like, okay, fine. Take this. And you'll be like, no, it can't be Rachel. This kind response, right? You'll be like, no, I just met her. See Jemima that I spent 10 years. And yes, God denied you this and said, this is your focus. I didn't mean you maintained this. You could have been better. So sometimes we are the problem.
Of course.
You understand? So that's that. But when people disappoint you, like by not giving you support, they are opening your horizon, to look at things differently, to define things differently, right? And then to take another road.
Sure.
Yes, because that's just it.
Let me just quickly add to what he said, right?
Mm.
For some people, you are too focused on someone, and I think that we should all understand this about support. As much as we require support from people or we expect support from people, it is not a right to get support from Rachel. So you don't automatically turn it to, it is my right, whether she likes it or not, she has to support me. The fact that he's your father does not mean he will support your every decision. The fact that she's your mother does not mean she would support your every step of the way. There are times that you would clash, even for husbands and
even
wives.
the times that she doesn't support, it's
It's
still
still
support.
support. So here is the point, right? You cannot just expect that automatically, if I come with my problem, they will solve it. Because sometimes they are not the people that are supposed to support you in that aspect. So when we said be open-minded, it means that you need to understand where you're coming from and what exactly you are in need of at that moment. Not want, need. And I'm specific about using the word need. So you have to really be discerning. I'm saying that again. When the scriptures go ahead to tell you that you should seek wisdom and discernment, it wasn't wrong, because for every circumstance, every situation in life, you need wisdom to navigate your way. And if you're not, even when you're looking for support, if you don't have wisdom, you will get all the wrong support. You will not get the right support, and so you would belittle the right support and magnify the wrong support. So you need to be intentional about these things. You need to understand, and that is why they said you need to study, you need to read, and study is not just reading. I know a lot of times when we say study, people used to think it's reading. No, you need to study, you need to read widely, you need to be open-minded to learn consistently, so that you know how to get your support and how not to get your support, and where to find support and where not to find support. And since our topic is when you don't get support, I think that it is really important for us. We're talking about we are Christians and we have professed Jesus Christ as our Lord and Savior. So you understand that your number one support is God. So if you're going out of his way, you know that you would have a lot of struggles.
Sure.
And so you have to be very attentive that you are on the right track. And that is the way that he would want you to get the support that you need, because he would provide that support himself.
By positioning people on your way.
All the right people on your way. So you have to also put all those things in perspective. A preacher that I know said something like this. He said, when you put God in perspective, every other thing falls into perspective.
Yes.
When you put God in his right place in your life as your number one support and your number one direction, all the support that you need, even when the place looks bleak, even when it looks like you don't have support at all, he would place all the right support for you. I know someone who was struggling as a pastor, and he had a lot of issues with other pastors as well. So at that moment, even your colleagues are not supporting you. Who is going to support you? You know how draining that could be. He got support from the people that you would least expect. People like his church members, people like those that heard of him from another person's mouth. Those were where he was getting his support from. You will see they will send him little messages of encouragement and tell him things like, you can still keep on going. So God laid it in my heart to tell you that things would get better. Things like that. Because he was on the right track. So you have to be on the right track also to actually know that this is where I'm getting to even be resilient to go ahead even when it seemingly looks like you don't have support.
All right. So I was very intentional and deliberate when I said yes, giving up has been an option for people when they do not get support. Because we have issues of depression, suicide, and sometimes you're in the market and you see a lot of people living and you wonder if they are mad or no, they are okay. They are just people that have given up on life. They are living, they are alive, but they are not living. Now, one of the most affordable and available and shouldn't cost anybody a thing support is moral, emotional, and mental support. And yet is one of which we are very stingy with. Now we focus so much on the financial and the physical kind of support, but we forget the fact that we deprive people of the support that don't cost us a thing. Now, imagine the guy that committed suicide because a girl broke his heart. Imagine if he had friends who, rather than catch cruise, really listen to him and say, you know what? And that person was constantly there, calling him up, staying with him, because you have realized that this person have taken this breakup to heart. Making sure you stay with that person is not going to cost you anything. You're not giving him money. You're not giving me anything. You're just checking up on him constantly. You're morally there. You're spiritually there. You're emotionally there. There is a high chance of that person surviving that heartbreak or whatever it is. But you see, we didn't give it to that person. So you do not know. So people that have been depressed is because they lack this moral, mental, and emotional support. Because when you just have one person in your corner, you don't need 100 friends. You just need one good friend that will be there, giving you that support left, right, center. When you're feeling, even if it is tough love, it's tough love, but then it comes with love. It's tough. It might be difficult to chew, but in the end, you have to chew it. And you know that this person is coming from the angle of love. So we are lacking, because you know what? It doesn't take anything for you to be polite out there. You're healing somebody's heart, because now that person is having more faith in humanity, that, you know what? I met somebody I did not know, and the person was polite. That person have supported you in feeling better as an individual, even if you were having a tough day. We don't greet each other. Why? This is support. This is telling that you're not alone on this earth. I will greet you. I will say hi to you. I will say hello to you. We don't take visitations seriously. Let me not sound like a saint. I don't take visitations seriously either. But I mean, these are some of the things that we need to check up on people, most especially when you know everything is hard for everyone. Imagine a cycle of friends that all of them are like nobody's really doing well, exceptionally well. So there's no even an issue of, okay, this one is a millionaire and he has refused to pick up his friends. But it's more of friends telling each other every day, Baba, we go make am. And it's 30 years and they've been telling each other, we go make am. Don't worry, this money, we will have it. Don't worry, it will be well. You guys will age with word of encouragement. And even if you never became billionaires or millionaires and you just found your way through life, you find out that it was much easier for you than someone who didn't have anybody out there. So I think we deprive each other of the support that doesn't cost us anything. It just takes word, it takes a hug, it takes holding a hand, it takes taking a walk, it just takes checking up on that person, it just takes companionship, like being together with one another. Because the truth is, when we look at depression, when we look at all the emotional things people are going through, majority of it is not the financial part of it. It's that there was just nobody in their corner cheering them.
Like someone said that everybody has very, very good and nice things to say about you. It's just unfortunate that you have to die first. Before they would see all of that. Because when someone dies, you see stories, pages
Exactly.
of things that the
So
person
deep
did.
I
that
will
are-
wake up and slap the person.
And probably if you wake up and see the things, you may not even remember some of the things
Yes.
because it happened long ago and many other things happened after that. Like, what if you came and just walked up to me and told me, Jemima, this thing you did this so
Yeah.
time, it meant this to me, it did
did.
this to me. I'm like,
Yeah.
thank you. I am glad that I did it for her.
Yeah.
I am encouraged and happy with myself. I'm
I
proud of
know.
myself.
It might keep
And
you for
I
the
would
next
even
6 months.
do more for Prudence, and I would
Yes.
do more for Solomon.
Yes,
Do you
yes,
understand?
yes.
But we don't even we deprive people. Let me use your word. We deprive people of anything that would not even cost a dime.
Yeah.
Sometimes you will
But-
just be seated and someone's thoughts will just flash through your mind. You remember, okay. You don't even
You don't
check the
act
person. You
immediately.
don't even pray for the person.
Yes.
You don't even do anything. And then the next day you're hearing that the person is dead. And then you're lamenting. And I thought of this person. I did not even. So what if you had checked on that person?
Yeah.
What if that person committed suicide? And that emotional support that you would have given that person, that advice, that encouragement you would have given that person is what would just do away with that thought at all. So really we have to be generous enough with whatsoever
Yeah.
And you
It could
see
be
some-
as
that we
little as
have.
a thank you.
Exactly.
Yes, thank you. And then it can be as little as just give a listening ear.
Yes.
Just give a listening
Be
ear. Because
available.
yes, be available. Because some people don't just need you to even say something.
No,
They
just
just
listen.
want you to just even listen and say, "Oh, is that what happened? Okay, everything will be fine." Not that you said that everything will be fine, but because you were able
You
to
listened.
sit down for that 30 minutes or 1 hour and listen to the person, he feels relief. So at that time, that's the support that person needs. So we have to open our mind, our heart to certain things. It's just that we are living in a generation that we take little things for granted. We focus on the big things,
We do.
and before you know it, those big things that we focus on, they are the ones that shift us on our feet, takes us by surprise. Because I'm looking at Jemima, she's a millionaire. Whenever I'm coming with her, this is my expectation, and then she's dashing it out. And then somebody is like, "Okay, you are going home. Why are you walking?" We're like, "Man, I'm just stretching." Say, "No, it's not. It's more than just exercising. Please, can you just take this 200?"
Very hot sun.
You understand? Taking it from his 500 naira.
Yeah.
At that moment, you cherish that 200 naira that
Yes.
you understand. So we have to just have an open heart, and then when we see little support coming, can we appreciate them? That would make someone to give more. Not even to you, but you can give more out there. We try and appreciate. And you see, quickly, if you are a Christian, just look at the life of Jesus. Just imagine him when he came. He came with a purpose. The purpose we are talking about. He came with a purpose. But do you know how even his mother was frustrating him? Yes, because he was at the synagogue. The mom was looking for him. In her mind, he's a child. He's supposed to be at home. Do you see that? So it will just look as if it's not a support. Do you get? Let's not miss this. It will look as if it's not a support. But sometimes parents can act that way. Right? Like Prudence said, even your parent denying you certain things can just be a support because they are watching you.
Yeah.
But what am I trying to say? Okay, look at it. Like everybody deserted Jesus. Left it. So just imagine him coming, and then with the miracle, everything that he's doing, he just want a support. He just want people around him. But look at it, at the end of the day, people are the ones that took him to the cross because it wasn't rosy. The reason why he didn't give up, he concentrated on what brought him is because he has a purpose. And he maintained the reason why he came until the same people took him to the cross. And that's why today we're even celebrating, his resurrection. And today we can boast and say we are Christian because we believe in him, right? So if that support is not coming, like Prudence said, who is your number one lifeline? Check it first. Your number one line, if it's God. Remember the Bible say, woe to him that trust in men I think that's just the summary.
Mm-hmm.
Woe to him that trusts in men. If you trust in God, God will create people, will raise people that will help you genuinely without them bragging about helping you.
True. And like Solomon Sambo said, when you get that support, you should appreciate it.
Yeah.
Don't feel like you deserve the support.
Exactly.
They all saw how I am struggling and they supported me. So, no, it is not your right.
It's
It is a
not,
privilege.
Mm.
So when people support you, you should appreciate them. Someone said, if someone does something once for you, thank him 10 times. And the whole idea is people that are good are very few out there. So when you thank them 10 times, they have the feeling that, oh, I did something good. So they go and do for more people. And then people that are good out there will become more. So it is important that we get support. And when we get that support, we appreciate people. Thank you, Solomon.
Thank you.
Sambo. Prudence, thank you.
Pleasure.
Rachel, thank
You're
you.
welcome, Jemima.
The discussion went really well on support. When you do not get support, when you lack support, what should you do? Be your first support system. And you should know that before trusting men, before getting support from men, you should first of all go to God, because He is your biggest support system that you can ever get. It is important that you know all of this and more. Do not be stingy with whatsoever support you have, especially that support that would not cost you a dime. You should be able to be generous enough and give support to whoever needs it. Thank you so much for doing this with us. We will come your way tomorrow, same time. Do have a great day.